This is a wonderful opportunity. I'm having it for maybe fourth time. Second time Umar sir has called me to give a presentation here. That's for a conference, first time. I think where it's in Cochin? Is it in Cochin? I think it's in Cochin. But the second time here in this place. This is a wonderful opportunity. I'm going to share some important aspects of how we have been influenced. Whenever the patient comes to us, we look into them via their nadis. If you are an Ayurvedic or a Siddha practitioner, you will look for 3 nadis. If you are an acupuncturist, you will have to look for 12 nadis. Anyhow, we look into the nadis. What is that nadi? It is nothing but the vibration of the meridians. We evaluate, we do diagnosis through that. And the question is, the subject what I am going to present you is, when my diagnosis is perfect, and when my points, what I have chosen to heal that patient is perfect, or otherwise as an Ayurvedic practitioner or a Siddha practitioner, homeopathic practitioner, the medicines chosen by me is perfect. And the potency chosen to treat that, the potency of the medicine chosen, that is also perfect. And finally, the reliability of the manufacturer of medicine, that is also reliable. When everything is perfect, my diagnosis, my points chosen or the medicines chosen, whatever the system I practice, when everything went fine, end of the day the client says no result, then what I'm supposed to do? When everything went fine, but the end of the day client says, sorry sir, कुछ नहीं हो रहा था, क्या करना है, मुझे फर्क नहीं मिल रहा था. What I'm supposed to do? Did I do any mistake in my diagnosis? I recheck it. Everything is fine. Medicine chosen, points chosen, everything is fine. But results are not coming. Whom I have to blame on? Then comes the concept, the philosophy of acupuncture or Ayurveda or Siddha or Unani. The beautiful concept, the philosophy. What is there existing in the macrocosm, that is existing in the microcosm. And mein kya hai, wo pind mein rahega. That's what we say. But what is there in and, what is there in pind? What is the common factors existing in this and pind? What is there in the macro, that is there in the micro? What is there? What is that? We call it as a 5 elements. And what I'm enjoying in this planet, my healthy life, or the challenge for my healthy life, that is a disease state. Is it an existence? Am I existing here? Or somebody is influencing me without my knowledge? My meridians were being influenced by somebody else. Of course, what I eat, what's my lifestyle, that is one factor. But apart from that, is there any strong influence going on me? That part we are going to do. When everything went fine, but results are not coming, then some unknown influence, invisible influence is very strongly going on me. What is that influence? That's what we call as moon phase. It is not that the traditional system only Ayurveda, Siddha are talking about is Amavasya and Purnima. In modern medicinal system, in modern time, the doctor who qualified for MD in modern medicine, one doctor in the history of modern medicine called Dr. Christian Frederick Samuel Hahnemann, the founder of homeopathy, he mentions very clearly one type of aggravation, morning aggravation, evening aggravation, night aggravation. There are different types of asthmas, you know. People will aggravate only after the first sleep. People will aggravate after the food. Immediately the wheezing will come. People, when they drink more water, they will feel suffocated and they will become the wheezing. They will get the wheezing. Like that, he mentions many winter wheezing, only during the winter season. Seasonal aspects. And he mentions one important aspect of this aggravation called being an allopath, being a modern medical practitioner, being a doctor belonging to the modern society, he accepts moon phase aggravation. He mentions how the moon can influence a man. Then my existence cannot be considered as my existence. It is a matter of coexistence. See how the summer, winter, day, night, everything is governed by the universe. The entire globe, the earth on which we are living, it is being influenced by a universal concept, the universal constellation. That's why we get the day and night, summer and winter here. Yin and yang, everything. So what is that full moon? When the earth comes between the moon and the sun, that's what we call as full moon day, Purnima. Amavasya. And then see the Spiridian stride. This new moon and full moon, that's Purnima and Amavasya. See the difference. During the new moon, the moon is coming between the earth and the sun. And during the full moon, earth is coming between the moon and the sun. Anyhow, the main important similarity between the new moon and the full moon is the moon becomes very closer. The moon becomes very closer. What sort of impact it will have? We say Surya Kala, Chandra Kala. We say sun and moon. We say yin and yang. Then the cold aspect, the moon aspect, when it comes more closer to you, what will happen to your system? Which system of your body is going to suffer because of that? What sort of impact it is going to have on your Chandra part, that is your moon part or the yin part? See, especially this one, the moon and the women, the waning phase and the waxing phase. Between the full moon and grows up and slowly it is waxing out and then finally ends up at Amavasya, that is that's a full dark day, and then it is a waning phase. We call it as a growing phase, and then ends up in Purnima. So 1.5 days of one Paurnami or Purnima, 1.5 days of Amavasya, put together 3 days, gone. 30 days in a month minus 3 days, 27 days, that is the women's menstrual cycle. That takes the command on the women's menstrual cycle. This is a connection between whoever wants this presentation, they can take it off. Since this is 20 minutes presentation, I am going to the concept. That's why we say woman and moon. We consider the yin part, the cold part, the Chandra part. We consider the woman as a moon because they are very closely connected. What is happening during the menstruation actually in their body? What will be the influence on the tides? Why the tides are very big during the moon phases? Ocean tides are very big. The government will recommend the people, advise the people not to go for fishing on those days. The tides are very heavy. Only on the moon phases, Amavasya and Paurnami. Why? Why the water is being disturbed? Which one is bigger here? Water or the earth? They say in the earth, 75% of the body is water body and only 25% is the land mass. Then which one is big? The water mass is big. Such a stronger, bigger, massive, strength bearing water, 75% of the globe is being literally shaken on those days. If 75% strong strength bearing water is shaken on that particular day, when you believe the macro is existing in the same the micro, then the body is made up of 75% of water here. Do you think that a macro 75 water will shake, this micro 75% water will stay cool? That will have a very stronger influence on your body. Those moments are literally what is happening on the tides, the same tide will happen in the human body. If you are not understanding, we will be treating the same way as you are treating on the other days. You might have treated an asthma patient. The patient will be enjoying, ma'am, it's fantastic, my wheezing has gone down, I am enjoying my time. Suddenly one fine morning you will call and say, sir, yesterday suddenly ma'am it popped up. I thought that everything is alright, but suddenly it came. Whenever I come across the client like that, I used to say, well, it will go down automatically within 2 days, don't worry. No special medication is required. 2 days. After 2 days, oh, now it's again same normalcy as achieved, sir. I'm enjoying it. Then again for 15 days. Then he will say, sir, suddenly yesterday I thought of. Then I used to say, whenever such an aggravation is going on, you feel something is popping up again, just note it down in the calendar. Bring that 1 month calendar to me. I will explain you the relevance. Why on those days only you had such an attack. These things we have clarified, we have documented by going into all sort of departments. Even if you go into Kabristan, the more dead bodies will be documented on those days. If you go to ICU, documentation, take 1 year of documentation of the ICU of an hospital. We have done in Chennai GH. The graph will go, remaining days it will be like this. On those days, graph goes up, again it comes down, then ICU people, some people passed away, some people recovered, and then it goes into normalcy. So those days, even we have taken the documentation from the Madhavaram Veterinary Hospital. The dog bites cases recorded per day, it will be 15 to 20. But on the moon phase days, it will be 25, 35, 40. Only on those days the graph goes. Because not only humans, every single living being in this earth will have a different influence on those particular days. If we are not taking into account, we will be treating them as a regular client. Destabilized macro water, that is universal water, ocean water, tides of the ocean will be very strong. Why? The gravitational force of the moon is 110 million that of the earth. But when you combine other forces such as earth's centrifugal force created by the spin, you get the tides. That's a normal tide. How the tides are coming into the ocean. Every day when you go to the ocean, whether it's Bay of Bengal or Arabian Sea, we see some tides are going on, regular tides. That is because of the influence of the moon, and the moon will have its own pull upwardly, and the earth will have its own gravitational pull downwardly. That balance creates the tides. But on the day of Paurnami and Amavasya, as the moon comes, since the moon comes very closer to earth, it will not be of a regular influence. The influence of the moon will be much stronger. Then who will take the command between the earth and the moon? Moon comes closer, the moon's pull will be on the upper hand, earth's pull will be on the lower hand. See, the tides are not caused by the direct pull of the moon's gravity. The moon is pulling upwards on the water while the earth is pulling downward. Slight advantage to the moon because it is very closer. So the pulling will be very strong from the moon side. That will have, if you are already, what sort of impact will have? Scientifically, what will happen there in your body? Of course, we are witnessing the tides in the ocean. What will happen to this ocean, what I carry inside me? 75% of water. When it is trembling, when it gets destabilized, what is going to happen now? There will be a very strong impact on the neurotransmission. Every single neurocommunication system via neurons in the synapses, it is literally depending upon the sodium ions just prevailing in the water medium. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു തെറ്റ് വന്നിട്ട് ബോധം പോയാൽ നമ്മൾ അവിടെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇടുന്നത് saline water. It is a balance between the sodium and potassium ions. Potassium must enter into the cell, and potassium must be maintained in the intercellular water that is present inside the cell. Whereas sodium ions must be maintained outside of the cell. That maintenance of sodium ions will assure for a proper neurotransmission physiology to happen throughout the body and finally ending up with the brain, to the brain and from the brain. Brain receives information and accordingly it places the orders. this communication system is maintained via neurons, and those neurons are functioning based on the sodium ions in the water. When the water shakes, the sodium ions are literally facing trouble there. That will reflect in the neurotransmission system. And finally going to the brain is going to struggle. That is why all sort of issues will start there. When my brain is not in a, my waves are alpha waves, beta waves of my brain is totally different. My EEG program is totally different. My thought pattern and my mind thinking, everything will change on the day. The rhythm what we see is, normal rhythm is this. My mind in the rhythm, my brain in the rhythm, thought flow in the rhythm. Dum dum ta, dum dum ta. That's what we call it is the heart also. Labda, 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 like this. But on the day of moon phase, when my water imbalance, my 70% of the water body is shaken inside, my neurocommunication system is totally altered because of the sodium ion misplacement. Then my CNS and my brain, my rhythm will be totally different. It will not be like this. I am such a person now. Then my answers, my questions, my thought pattern, my thinking ability, everything will be different. That's why, again, I'll give you one more document. The more accidents happen in a month on the road, when the people are neurologically destabilized on those days, it is documented. The graph goes up. So this is a wonderful aspect one should be considered when we treat the client. We have to take into consideration on what day the client is getting aggravated, how to reverse it, how to handle it. That's why in villages, still in villages, in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, South India, they used to say, എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഓൾഡ് പേഴ്സൺ, ഏജ്ഡ് പേഴ്സൺ, എന്തെങ്കിലും വളരെ ക്ഷീണം കൊണ്ടിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ, ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് കൊണ്ടിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ, ക്രോണിക് ക്രിട്ടിക്കൽ ക്ലയന്റ് എന്തെങ്കിലും somebody is there, they used to say, ഈ അമാവാസ്യ നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം. We will see whether the person crosses this അമാവാസ്യ or not. Because that will, when strong influence comes, client will pass away. That's why it is epileptic seizures are very much documented on those days. Because the seizure, epilepsy, that itself is that belongs to which department? Neuro. So it is very much witnessed outside. But the people with other diseases, whether it's asthma or fibroids or reproductive system, endocrinology, everybody will have some influence, but it will not be visibly found outside. Even the people claim I am a healthy person in this world, they will have their own influence. How it will be witnessed? Some sort of wrong words, some sort of anger, some sort of emotion. This is why the women are getting mood swings during the menstruation. Why their mind symptoms, mental symptoms are changing during the menstruation. The more blood is getting lost and more sodium ions are going out and the neural synapses is facing an issue, that issue is being taken to the brain and they behave cranky on those moments. That is having a strong influence there. And now, when the neuro becomes funny, cranky, how the people will behave. There are some documents available in the entire history. How the humans behaved very nasty way, cranky way, adamant way during those particular days. Records, history says, the Twin Tower attack on 9/11, it's a destruction process. Whether it's right or wrong, that is a different story. But the destruction process happened on 9/11. The moon phase comes on 10th, a day before the 9/11 attack comes. And see the tsunami, all tsunamis so far documented. The Indonesia tsunami on 26 December 2004, the moon phase is, you see the calendar, it shows it is a day before and a day after. Largest earthquakes as per the magnitude is documented on May 22nd. The new moon May 25th comes. 2 days before and 2 days after. Something is going to happen in this earth. If something happens in this earth in a different way, that is going to have something strong effect on the human body. And neurologically they will behave very cranky. Indian Ocean, what we faced first time, we faced a very strong tsunami, that is on December 26. It is again a Sunday, 26 full moon day. Atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This is one classical evidence how the people can behave cranky. Neurologically, how they will be hyper on those days. August 7th is a new moon, Amavasya. The bombings happened, 2 bombs, V1 and V2. We all know the history. Those bombs are not put by America on the Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but not manufactured by America. Those 2 bombs are manufactured by Hitler. After the war ends, they divided the Germany into 2 parts. One went into the side of Britain, another one went into the America. America took the part on which this completes this V1 and V2 they took in hand. When the whole alliance went out, Hitler got failed. Subash Bose went failed. Mussolini went failed. Stalin joined the other side. Only one person stood very strongly, that is Dojo of Japan. So they want to finish him. They have put this. But before that, this particular Hiroshima Nagasaki event, no one knows about what is nuclear bomb, what will be the impacts. They have put on Hiroshima first 1 bomb without knowing what is going to be the consequence. They saw it. It was smashed. 0 life existence, smashed. On seeing that for the first time, do you think any human will go for the second one? First thing they have found the Hiroshima went into zero life. On seeing that, they would have stopped the second one. But they can't stop the second one. That because those days are very strong days. Neurologically, they are in a different order, hyper order. 6th one bombing. On the 9th day, after 2 days, they done the second bombing on Nagasaki. That is the status of human mind if you are on the moon phase day. And one final thing, that is assassination of John F. Kennedy. And 30th December, Indian Parliament attack. And 30th January 1948, we cannot forget this day. It's a full moon day, comes on 27th. 30th, that worst event happened in India. Mahatma Gandhi got fired. The assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. So the people who are stable in their mind, when they are the hyper state, the neurologically destabilized state, the hyper level will be maintained. No change of questions. They will do it. That's why in Indian culture, we maintain that during the Amavasya Paurnami, they will go for special pilgrimages. Stay with the God, it will be safe. Don't go out and don't create any issues. Stay with the God. In Tiruvannamalai, they go for Girivalam during the Paurnamis. And even if you say if you are a Muslim, the Quran says clearly the fasting, we start the fasting and we end the fasting on seeing the ऊपर देख के करेंगे हम, कैलेंडर देख के नहीं, ऊपर देख के करेंगे, चंद्र को देख के करेंगे. And if you are a Christian, no doubt, the arrival of the Christ to this planet was first shown to the astronauts via Val Nakshatra, special star. So it is all that upar. If you are a Christian, Muslim, Hindu, doesn't matter. There is a similarity. For the God we raise upward, because there is a strong influence coming to us. Especially if you are a deceased patient, then it will be very risky. So how to handle it? There are a lot of documents, and the time is nice. Okay. There are documents how the coral reefs in Australia, they spawn, the mass spawning, mass sexual intercourse are happening between the animals in those days because they have very strong neurological energy. Where to release it, they will release to sexual activity. But we are having sixth sense. We try to raise that same energy to this level and we go for the spiritual practices on those days. If you are not doing for any spiritual or if you are not doing anything on the day, then definitely you are neurologically we are going to suffer a lot. If you are patient, that issue will pop up in a bad way. And strong moon and a weak earth when the water is pulled up by the moon, as the moon comes closer, water is pulled up and earth is on the lower side, to whom we have to support now? We can't support the moon. Moon is on a very strong pace. Then who is deficit? Earth is deficit. Earth is struggling. Earth is losing the balance to hold the water. Moon is coming close and taking the water away. Then to whom we have to support, sir? We have to support the earth. There comes our acupuncture. Attack on elemental balance. When the water is pulled up, when the earth is shaken, when the earth goes into the deficiency, that will have a strong impact on the other elements. Then it will have a total imbalance of elements inside us. That may take little more time to come back again, to restore again. So in those days, how to handle this? The major, we say 5 elements, water, earth, fire and all. But here the earth is a most wonderful thing. Water has a oxygen, air in it. Air has a fire in it, as well as air has a water in it. Sometimes we get a cold air, sometimes we get a hot air. But the earth is a one strong element which has a water in it, air in it, and earth in it, and all the elements are fire in it. So anchoring, that's why we live in earth, because earth has all the 4. When we put a seed into the earth, sir, the same seed is hanging in the shop, but it is not growing. It is not sprouting. You put the seed into the earth, immediately it gets all the 4 and it comes up. Why it is coming up? It says, I got 4 from the earth, only 5th element is missing, that is ether. Upar hai, iske liye upar aa raha tha. So like that, it is a major in earth, and the only thing how to earth element is missing, support the earth element. Hanuman gave a wonderful solution by giving silicea. On moon phase aggravation, he recommended the medicine is silicea. Silica is nothing but earth, sand, mud. So, give the potentized form of earth inside the body to restore the earth element inside. What a beautiful concept it is. And then, see in our culture, in traditionally, Ambalangalila, Mansur, without plate, without leaf, they put the rice in the earth and eat it. It means that to restore the earth element inside. The same silica. And then Lord Krishna eat the mud and shown the world. And solution is, we can do fasting on those days to reduce the impact. And remedies through mind, you can do meditation, you can do any spiritual practice on those days. And if you are an acupuncturist, kindly handle the earth element on the day, that is through spleen. So, ours is spleen should be managed properly on those days. The client comes with an issue which may not be connected with spleen meridian. But if the client reports an issue on the moon phase day, you put all the points, but do not forget the spleen point. Earth must be balanced. Then only other points will work. So our existence is not existence; it is a matter of coexistence. Thanks for the opportunity given. Thank you.
Now it's interaction time.